Have you ever joined a new group and wondered if they were actually speaking a different language? Some of it sounds sort of familiar, but there seems to be a lot of acronyms and words used in contexts that are nothing like what you've heard before. As a group, hikers are no different, and in this video I'm going to explain what SOBO, NOBO and even HOBO stand for when used in a hiking context, along with a whole lot of other hiker lingo or slang or jargon. I've chosen one of my favourite bush hikes as this video's backdrop. This is the Mangamate Circuit in the Whirinaki Forest, which I solo hiked over 3 challenging days in late winter. A highlight of this trip was hearing Kiwi calling across the valley where I was camped deep in the forest. It was the first time I'd ever heard Kiwi in the wild, and it was a magical moment. There's a link to that series in the description below. Any group that has extended contact over time is going to develop some specialised uses of language. Just think of your family's gatherings where it only takes one person to say a particular phrase or word and you all know exactly what they're alluding to. One of my family phrases is all about a horse called Friday, which instantly takes us back to a time when Mum was telling us a long joke and forgot the punchline. To this day, I still don't know what that horse was up to and why it was coming into town, but it still makes me laugh at the memory of Mum's attempt at humour to distract us kids on a long, dull drive. Now to the lingo when used in a hiking context. SOBO means southbound, as in hiking from the north to the south, and is the typical way hikers walk New Zealand's through hike, Te Araroa. NOBO then means northbound, or hiking from the south to the north. There's also EBO and WEBO, and you can figure those ones out yourself. To flip-flop is to walk the trail in a non-continuous line, usually with the intention of completing the entire trail over time, also described as section hiking. A bounce box contains sometimes used necessities that you'll repeatedly mail ahead of you on the trail, whereas a resupply box is also mailed ahead, but it will contain food and consumables like blister plasters. As well, there may be replacement gear like new trail shoes or clothes mailed on a strategic distance with the belief that you'll be needing them by then. LNT, or Leave No Trace, is a set of outdoor ethics promoting conservation in the outdoors, and this applies equally to your rubbish as well as human waste, which brings us to a cat hole, which is a small hole dug in the ground for number 2s. The FKT, or the fastest known time, is the fastest official time that anyone has completed a trail. Te Araroa's FKT is 49 days and 14 hours. Hiker hunger refers to that continuous deep hunger that allows you to eat amazing amounts of food when you get to town. This usually happens after a few weeks of hiking and is a result of low body fat. Hiker midnight is when it gets dark and is the time when most hikers go to sleep, hence the early morning starts after such an early evening. Hiker trash. Now this is a nuanced term, but once you become hiker trash, you'll know it and you'll be very proud. After you've watched this video, head over to my website freewheelingkiwi.com. You'll find more hiker lingo and a whole lot of other useful tips in my general FAQ section, and more specifically if you're planning to walk Te Araroa, you'll find a Te Araroa FAQ section. I'll put the links below in my description for you. Continuing with the lingo, a register is a logbook found along the trail, typically in huts or at a trailhead, that hikers can note their intentions and can be used for communications with other hikers or when there's an emergency. To resupply is to restock your food supply once you've run out of consumables on the trail. It can be done when you get to a town or when you've had a resupply box mailed to you in a more remote location. To through hike is to hike an entire long trail end to end in one season. Trail angels are just that. These are people that treat hikers nicely and offer food, drinks, a place to stay and other helpful resources to you while you're hiking. Your tramily or trail family are your new best friends. These are the people that you meet on the trail and end up hiking with. Your trail family can change and evolve during your hike, as some people move faster, hikers may drop out due to injury, or have 0 days and time off the main track. You'll come to rely on each other, and you'll also come to have your own private lingo. Trail magic is unexpected food or help on the trail from someone else. A 0 day means you've hiked 0 miles that day, usually when you go into town and stay 2 nights. Leading up to your 0, you may have a Nero day, which means you've walked extra far to get to town, typically as you've run out of food. If you're really disciplined, you may be a hero, and once you've resupplied, you head straight back out to the trail without hanging about town for the night. If you're also planning to walk Te Araroa, I have a playlist just on preparing for the hike, which I've linked to in the description. Hey, if you can share in the comments below what your favourite hiker lingo or slang is. My last one is not exclusive to hiking, and that's HOBO, which is how you'll feel and look after a couple of weeks on the trail. When I walk Te Araroa this season, I'm going to be sharing daily vlogs on all my social media channels, including here on YouTube. To keep updated with where I'm at, sign up for my adventure newsletter, where I share a whole lot of stuff, including free resources and discounted gear from my partners. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time, and hope to see you out along the trail one day.